Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a very interesting show for you. Yeah, Kentucky got an apology from the villain. Now, this has been kind of a tough week for Kentucky. They did wind up finding them a good coach, Mark Pope. We'll talk about that a little bit, but it's not been exactly a couple of great weeks.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
No, not at all. Well, let's get into this story. I think you're going to find it pretty interesting, maybe even a little amusing. And this was in a sea of blue. It says, Oakland's Jack Golke apologizes for playing villain and endorses Mark Pope. Now, Golke sank about 10 three-pointers against Kentucky in that first-round game and managed to eke out a win against him, which was pretty much finished Cal. He was done after that. There was just no saving him. Even though he actually could have come back this year, it looked like he was definitely going to, and had kind of made peace with Kentucky and also Mitch Barnhart to some level. I don't think they're exactly big buddies.
You know, Ed, if I thought you weren't my friend, I just don't think I could bear it.
To say the least. But, you know, it looked like they were going to go on. $33 million buyout was sitting there, so, you know, Cal had pretty much made peace. And then Arkansas called him, and that kind of changed everything. But just recently, the villain, the guy that put Kentucky out of the NCAA tournament, he wanted to apologize to the Kentucky Wildcats, which I find a little odd. But anyway, let's see what he has to say.
Dear Big Blue Nation, I wanted to address something that's been on my mind. I realize that I played the villain, and I'm somewhat responsible for your current situation. But let's set apart the past and focus on the future. I think Mark Pope is going to do a great job for you guys. I think in the future he's going to carry you guys back to where you want to be. I think Rick Pitino could have been a good hire, but I think Mark Pope is going to be the one. So shout out to my man DJ. He's excited for the new era. We'll see what happens.
Now, I'm not sure that's exactly the apology Kentucky actually wanted. They probably wanted something a little more like this.
Apologize.
All right, I apologize.
You're really sorry.
I'm really, really sorry. I apologize unreservedly.
You take it back.
I do. I offer a complete and utter retraction.
Yeah, that would have been more fitting. I think that's kind of what they wanted to do with him, maybe just hang him out the window for a minute. Guy sinks 10 three-pointers. It was ridiculous. He did have a heck of a game. And pretty much that's all the guy does is shoot threes. Now, I'm assuming he'll probably end up selling insurance or something like that, but that's the great thing about college basketball. You never know when somebody's going to come out of the blue and just creak you big time. And that guy's a great shooter. It's not like he hasn't done that to other teams. But anyway, I found that pretty interesting. That's almost like, I don't know, Vanderbilt apologizing to Alabama for beating them in football or something. And that guy played for what was Oakland, to the Oakland, I don't know, Fighting Possums or whatever the crap they were. But anyway, he did have his moment in the sun, and he did apologize. But let's take a look at Mark Pope. You know, we've talked about him quite a bit. Of course, he's a BYU coach, and he's a solid hire. You know, he won about 2/3 of his games. He's been in the NCAA tournament a couple of times. He's never actually won a tournament game, which is a little bit surprising that they would have hired him given those circumstances, because Cal got fired over that very issue, not getting very far in March. But he's excited about coaching for Kentucky. He's highly intelligent. 2 years in medical school, was the equivalent of like a Rhodes Scholar. So, you know, he's definitely got the enthusiasm.
Hello, University of Kentucky. Man, I wish I could be there with you guys tonight. It's impossible for me to describe how much I love this university, my teammates, and you fans. But I'm going to try. C-A-T-S! Cats! 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 I love you guys.
Yeah, so how about that? So he can always lead you in some cheers. Again, we don't know. He might end up being a great hire. I have no idea. I'm very surprised. I thought they were going to get somebody big time. And I don't understand. I mean, Bruce Pearl's right down there. He'd have taken that job like that. And that's a guy that's a guaranteed winner. I'm just wondering if Mitch Barnhart hadn't just decided in his, you know, he's not going to be your athletic director forever. He's getting a little long in the tooth. Maybe he just decided, I'm going to pick my guy, this guy that won a national title. He's a really good dude. He kind of fits the Mitch Barnhart style, I guess you'd say. Barnhart didn't want anybody that had any sulliness to him. Is that a word, sulliness? with the NCAA problems with Bruce Pearl. And then, of course, if he brought back Rick Pitino, which I think would have been a good choice too, there was some problems there. So he just wanted to go, I guess, squeaky clean. I don't know. I think I would have picked Bruce Pearl. But, time will tell. He may hoist the national title for you one day. He may be a bust. You never know till they get in there. I mean, here's the one thing. He's going to have a ton of support and a ton of money. And Kentucky will give him a shot. He's kind of a home guy. He won a national title with Pitino, so everybody remembers that. Remember? He's enthusiastic. I think Kentucky will give him a fair shot. They'll give him a couple of years. Then if he doesn't coach well and they're not winning, they'll start grumbling, and then they'll find somebody else. And you'll have another athletic director after that, because if this guy doesn't work out, Barnhart's going to be sent home, because this is a huge hire, and he went way out on a limb on this one. I mean, way out. So anyway, we'll see, but you did get an apology, so you got that going for you, which is nice. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know continue to cover all these big college sports stories. Be sure to hit this button right here, subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a dime, helps me out. And right over here is the most recent video, YouTube. Thanks, you'll enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.